All right, y'all. I'm officially coming out as a Republican. The left has truly swayed me over to the right. And I think they're proud of it too. Because all of this stupid controversy going on because of a comment that I made on a TikTok video. The left mob is absolutely losing its mind. And I used to be on the left. I used to be gung ho LGBT. I was an activist for the LGBT people before they like gays even had a legal right to marry. I was going out and I was a Glenson representative in my school district. But at this point, I don't want to be associated with the LGBT either, despite even being gay,
Wow.
because I can't stand y'all anymore. Like, I make one comment about a grieving mother who was very respectful about how they were referring to their trans child, by the way. They were referring to them as both Michael and Lexi. And in the comments of people
What?
that actually knew her child, were referring to her child as Michael. And she was shit on in the comments for referring to her child as her son. Because the left, the trans mob, will never accept that. They can't let a woman who is taking responsibility for not being a present enough mother, for not loving her child enough, for who's trying to be a better person and being vulnerable in her grief journey, it's still not good enough. So they have to shit all over her and kick someone when they're down, right? Because that's the righteous thing to do if you're part of the trans mob, insane, like liberal left. So I make a comment just basically supporting the mom, saying, you have every right to refer to your child as your son. Apparently, that's the worst thing you could ever possibly do as a human being, because I have people coming onto my page, screenshotting my TikToks to shit on my appearance and put it in the comments there. Meanwhile, they look identical to me. They're just white liberal women just flooding the TikTok that they look like me, like basic white girls. But they're going to shit on my appearance because I said one thing that they disagreed with. It's like, tell me you're mentally ill without telling me you're mentally ill. Like, they're advertising it online at this point. And then just the bullying, like coming to my page when you don't know me, because I made a comment on someone's TikTok that you don't know them either, coming to my page to find videos of me grieving my dead mom, for you to go, you know, talk about him and just misgendering my mom to try to offend me.
Wow.
Like, I don't get offended by pronouns and little tiny words like she, her, he, it, they, like you do. And the fact that you would even go to like my page to shit on my dead mom,
That's crazy.
like, hello,
That's nuts.
is this you trying to convince me to get to your side on the left to be pro-trans?
Yeah.
I was never anti-trans. And anyone that knows me knows this. I've never been shitty to any of the trans people in my life. I've been nothing but supportive. Like, I just, like, hello? So, yeah, at this point, I'm coming out. I'm voting Republican down the fucking line. I'm done. And I don't know. Next thing Trump should do is bring back insane asylums and put these fucking people in it. Thank you and goodbye.
Hey, shout out to her, man. She's a cutie
Who's
pie, by the
this?
way.
I've never been.
She's a cutie pie, by the way. Shout out to her, and I completely understand. There's somebody by the name of Corey who shows up on my live streams, and all he wants to do is talk about my heyday of when I was a Democrat and before I started doing political commentary on the channel. And he's saying that the only reason why I started down the MAGA train or down the Republican um, train is because I can't do anything else. And that's something that they say. The like she said, the left will try to bully you back to their side. 3 years later, and he is still on my live stream talking sugar honey iced tea, talking about how can you possibly this, that, and the other, boom, 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 boom. You selling out to your people, you're selling out to black people. So this lady is absolutely correct. Even being a new Republican, a new conservative, I am still friendly to the LGBTQAI plus community. I want everybody to have their rights. I want everybody to be able to live a peaceful life. But the thing I don't want is for people to stay in their state of illusion, of delusion, and try to bully other people to be in that state as well. Because I would never do that to anybody else. Even though I voted for Trump, even though I am a Republican now, I would never try to bully somebody into just believing that my ideology is the only way of thinking. As soon as you start to show me that part of you, I start to fall back a little bit. And I fully understand what this lady is saying. Shout out to her. Congratulations for coming over to the right side. But I'm going to let you know this right now. The right side has its issues too. The right side isn't as violent, isn't nearly as violent as the left. And I would probably say that they're not as ignorant as the left either, because I was just down on the panel and I barely know politics that much. And I was able to, I don't know, cook the panel while I was discussing politics. And I didn't even go into a deep bag with all of these facts. I was just pouring out stuff that made sense. It was just common sense stuff. And it beat anything that they brought to the table. So delusion is definitely beat into you on the left. You have to believe that it's the white man's fault. You have to believe that whatever a kid tell you they are, if they're a boy and they tell you they're a girl, you have to believe it. And even if you don't believe it, you have to only acknowledge what they want you to acknowledge about them. I'm not there anymore. My baby girl, my 28-year-old daughter, she is pregnant right now. 20, she just turned 29 actually. My 29-year-old daughter, she just now, her and her husband, they are pregnant right now. And we was joking with them. We was like, so when are you going to find out if it's a boy or girl? They said, we're going to wait. We want to wait. We want to wait. We want to wait. And we're thinking about the baby shower. We want to make sure that we buy a boy a gift, girl gift. You know what I mean? Those type of things. No unisex stuff. I'm talking about I want to buy something for my grandson or for my granddaughter. And they was like, well, we're going to find out a little later, but we're going to wait for a while. I said, are y'all also going to let the baby decide his sex, decide his gender? They said, oh, no, 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 we ain't going that far, because they are conservative themselves. So they're not even considering that. But we said that just to see where they was mentally, and they are not there. Over on the left, they would have said, you know what, yeah, that's a great idea, thank you so much for that idea, I appreciate it, we should just let the baby decide. If it's a boy, we're not going to call him that. We're going to see whether or not he is comfortable with being a boy, or if he wants to be the girl that he believes he is, by watching cartoons and seeing which one he leans toward, by playing with toys and seeing which one he want to play with, with Ken doll or Barbie doll. Which one do he want to play with? I say don't play with either. Like if you're a boy, don't play with no dolls. Like play with He-Man and well, wrestling figures, action figures. Don't play with dolls, play with figures, action figures. So that's where I am right there. I think this young lady is bold for making the move that she made. I appreciate your honesty, and I just want to share this one thing with you. Stay strong. Don't get wrapped up in just voting straight down party lines just for the sake of making a point or making a statement, but continue to vote your own interests. You know what I mean? You still young, you got your youth. You know what I mean? You have your whole life ahead of you. And I love the fact that you're thinking for yourself. Continue doing your thing. And anybody else out there that's been stuck just voting for the sake of your neighbors or your friends, your relatives, whatever, start thinking about you and your family. Start thinking about your own rights and what your beliefs are. All right? Start thinking about what's right and wrong in your life. Start thinking about what God will have you do, why God created you, and what your purpose is, because those things matter. But that's all I have to say for this. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. If you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon, locals, or members only on YouTube. And if you're thinking about starting a YouTube career, if you're a content creator, business owner, artist, or coach, and you need some information that will help you along the way on your journey, reach out to me. I help people all the time. All right. Y'all have an amazing day. Peace. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.